This is what the NBA mock draft looks like, according to ESPN.com. And, of course, Jonathan Givony a part of that. You see Zion, number 1, and John Morant right there at number 2 to the Grizzlies, R.J. Barrett to the Knicks. And then on number 4, Darius Garland, and, of course, DeAndre Hunter. So, Sean Farnham, I think what people want to know is, of those top 3 guys, what exactly could you be getting if your team takes them? Let's start with the number 1 guy, Zion Williamson. Give us some comps of players that people may be familiar with who Zion might compare to.
I think it's really easy for us to sit there and say, okay, hey, look, he's Barkley-esque, or, he could be LeBron, and all these comps. I look at attributes, and there are certain attributes for each one of the top 3 players that we're going to look at here that kind of play out. Rodney Rogers is a guy that I think a lot of people forget about. This is him at Wake Forest, getting the steal, going out 360.
Like that.
We've seen that before. We've seen that with Zion. Undersized, strong, but athletic to the top level. Passing ability. How about Lamar Odom from back in his Rhode Island days? A phenomenal perimeter passer that was able to facilitate the offense. Coach K told me that he was the 2nd best passer this year at Duke in Zion Williamson. And then Josh Smith, great defensive player, sliding over, blocking, and protecting the rim. And, of course, Zion can do the exact same thing. Those are attributes that can be comparable. For John Morant, what would the Grizzlies be able to get when they're looking at their point guard of the future? Well, the comparison to Russell Westbrook is a good one because of the level of explosion. That dunk was the breakout dunk for Russell Westbrook that let NBA scouts know he's on the scene.
Golly,
this was the breakout dunk against Alabama earlier this year that let people know that John Morant was legit. De'Aaron Fox, really good going to his left, similar to John Morant's ability to get to his left and able to finish. But I also like the attacking nature of a John Wall, forcing the back line of the defense to have to step up and make plays. Then you look at R.J. Barrett. R.J. Barrett, obviously as skilled as any player coming out of high school. Reminds me of James Harden. In fact, he finishes better than James Harden did driving to his left when James Harden was at Arizona State, about twice as successful. And how about our guy, Jalen Rose?
Let's go, Jalen.
Jalen Rose, a great facilitator of the offense in the open floor, finding players, being unselfish. R.J. Barrett has that same ability. And Carmelo Anthony, considered one of the best all-time freshman seasons in college basketball history. He was really good in the ISO, but his numbers are eerily similar, actually, offensively, to what you saw from R.J. Barrett. R.J. Barrett, in particular, that ISO in that mid-range area is something that he can utilize his length, elevate, and finish. These are 3 really good players. This is why the focus of this draft has been on these 3 players. And it's easy to say, okay, he's this or he's that. I think it's more focused when you start to look at qualities and attributes that these players have that are transferable to that next level.